End of over 12. Bangladesh 67-3. 5 runs from that over. Litton Das on 35, Tohid Fridoy on 16. Bowler Fahim Ashraf 0 for 5, economy 5.0. Over 13. Fahim Ashraf to bowl from this end.
Work to mid-wicket, good running for 2.
Over 11.6. Fahim Ashraf to Litton Das. That's 2 runs.
That's a maximum. Brilliant strike.
Over 12.2. Masabakat to Litton Das. That's 6. Ball 3 of over 13. Bangladesh are 73-3.
Blocked into the offside, no run.
Over 13, ball 3. Bangladesh are 73-3. Over 12.3. Masabakat to Litton Das. Bowling review. End of over 13. Bangladesh 74-4. 7 runs from that over. Afif Hossain on 1, Tauhid Fridoy on 16. Bowler Mas Sadakat 1 for 9, economy 4.5. Over 14. Mas Sadakat to bowl from this end.
Played back down the pitch. Ball.
Over 12.6. Mas Sadakat to Afif Hossain. Over.
Nurdle to leg, no run taken.
Over 13.1. Fahim Ashraf to Afif Hossain. That's a dot.
Work to mid-wicket, good running for 2.
Over 13.2. Fahim Ashraf to Afif Hossain. That's 2 runs. Over 14, ball 3. Bangladesh are 76-4.
Nurdle to leg, no run taken.
Over 13.3. Fahim Ashraf to Afif Hossain. That's a dot.
Pushed into the gap. Quick single taken.
Over 13.4. Fahim Ashraf to Afif Hossain. That's a single. End of over 14. Bangladesh 78-4. 4 runs from that over. Afif Hossain on 4, Tauhid Fridoy on 17. Bowler Fahim Ashraf 0 for 9, economy 4.5. Over 15. Fahim Ashraf to bowl from this end.
Dab to point.
Over 13.6. Fahim Ashraf to Afif Hossain. That's a dot.
Place to backward point. 2 runs.
Over 14.1. Mas Sadakat to Afif Hossain. That's 2 runs.
Worked to leg, quick single.
Over 14.2. Sadakat to Afif Hossain. That's a single. Ball 3 of over 15. Bangladesh are 81-4.
Played with a straight bat. Dot.
Over 14.3. Sadakat to Afif Hossain. That's a dot.
Driven through extra cover, beautiful shot. 4.
Over 14.4. Sadakat to Afif Hossain. That's 4. End of over 15. Bangladesh 87-4. 9 runs from that over. Afif Hossain on 9, Tauhid Hridoy on 21. Bowler Sadakat 1 for 18, economy 6.0. Over 16. Sadakat to bowl from this end.
Pushed into the gap. Quick single taken.
Over 14.6. Sadakat to Afif Hossain. That's a single.
Clipped off the legs, single. Pulled away in front of square for 4.
Over 15.1. Fahim Ashraf to Afif Hossain. Ball. Over 16, ball 3. Bangladesh are 93-4.
Pushed to mid-on. Quick 1.
Over 15.2. Fahim Ashraf to Afif Hossain. That's a single.
Pushed into the gap. quick single taken.
Over 15.3. Fahim Ashraf to Afif Hossain. That's a single.
Worked away off the pads, single.
Over 15.4. Fahim Ashraf to Afif Hossain. Ball. That's the end of over 16. Bangladesh 94-4. 7 runs from that over. Afif Hossain on 14, Tauhid Fridoy on 23. Bowler Fahim Ashraf 0 for 16, economy 5.3. Over 17. Fahim Ashraf to bowl from this end.
Defended to mid-on. No run.
Over 15.6. Fahim Ashraf to Afif Hossain. Over.
Pushed into the gap. Quick single taken.
Over 16.1. Sadakat to Afif Hossain. That's a single.
Steer to third man for 1.
Over 16.2. Sadakat to Afif Hossain. That's a single. Over 17, ball 3. Bangladesh are 95-5.
Run out. The throw was perfect.
Over 17, ball 3. Bangladesh are 95-5. Over 16.3. Sadakat to Afif Hossain. Caught.
Push to extra cover. Dot.
Over 16.4. Ma Sadaka to Mahidi Hassan Miraz. That's a dot.
Nurdle to leg, no run taken.
Over 16.5. Ma Sadaka to Mahidi Hassan Miraz. That's a dot. So after 17 overs, Bangladesh 96-5. 2 runs from that over. Mahidi Hassan Miraz on 1, Tauhid Fridoy on 24. Bowler Ma Sadaka 2 for 20, economy 5.0. Over 18. Ma Sadaka to bowl from this end.
Pushed to mid-on. Quick 1.
Over 16.6. Ma Sadaka to Mahidi Hassan Miraz. Over.
Defended to mid-on. No run.
Over 17.1. Fahim Ashraf to Mahidi Hassan Miraz. That's a dot.
LBW. Plumb in front. Wicket.
Over 17.2. Fahim Ashraf to Mahidi Hassan Miraz. Caught. Ball 3 of over 18. Bangladesh are 97-6.
Worked to leg. Quick single.
Over 17.3. Fahim Ashraf to Rashid Hossain. That's a single.
Played back down the pitch. Dot ball.
Over 17.4. Fahim Ashraf to Rashid Hossain. That's a dot.
Played with a straight bat. Dot.
Over 17.5. Fahim Ashraf to Rashid Hossain. That's a dot. So after 18 overs, Bangladesh 98-6. 2 runs from that over. Rashid Hossain on 1, Tauhid Fridoy on 25. Bowler Fahim Ashraf 1 for 18, economy 4.5. Over 19. Fahim Ashraf to bowl from this end.
Worked away off the pads. Single.
Over 17.6. Fahim Ashraf to Rashid Hossain. That's a single.
Nudge to mid-wicket. They take one.
Over 18.1. Masadakat to Rashid Hossain. That's a single.
Worked away off the pads. Single.
Over 18.2. Masadakat to Rashid Hossain. That's a single. Over 19, ball 3. Bangladesh are 101-6.
Clipped off the legs. Single.
Ball 3 of over 19. Bangladesh are 101-6. Over 18.3. Masadakat to Rashid Hossain. That's a single. End of over 19. Bangladesh 101-7. 3 runs from that over. Rashid Hossain on 2, Tauhid Fridoy on 27. Bowler Masadakat 2 for 23, economy 4.6. Over 20. Masadakat to bowl from this end.
Edge to first slip. Wicket.
Over 18.6. Masadakat to Rashid Hossain. Wicket.
Pushed to mid-on. Quick 1.
Over 19.1. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. That's a single.
Dab to point. Dot.
Over 19.2. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. That's a dot. Over 20, ball 3. Bangladesh are 103-7.
Left well alone. Dot ball.
Over 19.3. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. That's a dot.
Caught it gully. Sharp catch. Wicket.
Over 19.4. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. Batting review.
Defended carefully. No run.
Over 19.5. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. That's a dot. So after 20 overs, Bangladesh 104-8. 3 runs from that over. Taskin Ahmed on 1, Mustafizur Rahman on 1. Bowler Haris Rauf 1 for 23, economy 7.7. Over 21. Haris Rauf to bowl from this end.
Pushed to mid-on. Quick 1. Flicked to fine leg, they run 2.
Over 19.6. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. Over. Over 20.1. Mohammad Wasim JNR to Taskin Ahmed. That's 2 runs.
Clipped off the legs, single.
Over 20.2. Mohammad Wasim JNR to Taskin Ahmed. That's a single. Over 21, ball 3. Bangladesh are 107-8.
Nurdled to leg, no run taken.
Over 21, ball 3. Bangladesh are 107-8. Over 20.3. Mohammad Wasim JNR to Taskin Ahmed. That's a dot.
Left well alone. Dot ball.
Over 20.4. Mohammad Wasim JNR to Taskin Ahmed. That's a dot.
Pushed to mid-off. Comfortable single.
Over 20.5. Mohammad Wasim JNR to Taskin Ahmed. That's a single. End of over 21. Bangladesh 108-8. 4 runs from that over. Taskin Ahmed on 2, Mustafizur Rahman on 4. Bowler Mohammad Wasim JNR 1 for 22, economy 5.5. Over 22. Mohammad Wasim JNR to bowl from this end.
Played back to the bowler, no run.
Over 20.6. Mohammad Wasim JNR to Taskin Ahmed. That's a dot.
Push to mid-off. Dot ball.
Over 21.1. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. That's a dot.
Nudge to mid-wicket, they take one.
Over 21.2. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. That's a single. Ball 3 of over 22. Bangladesh are 109 to 8.
Blocked solidly, no run.
Over 21.3. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. That's a dot.
Caught at gully. Sharp catch, wicket.
Over 21.4. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. Caught.
Solid defense, no run.
Over 21.5. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. That's a dot. That's the end of over 22. Bangladesh 111 to 9. 3 runs from that over. Taskin Ahmed on 3, Nahid Rana on 2. Bowler Haris Rauf 2 for 26, economy 6.5. Over 23. Haris Rauf to bowl from this end.
Driven into the deep, they come back for 2.
Over 21.6. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. Over.
Worked away off the pads, single.
Over 22.1. Mohammad Wasim JNR to Taskin Ahmed. That's a single.
Push to mid-off, dot ball.
Over 22.2. Mohammad Wasim JNR to Taskin Ahmed. That's a dot. Ball 3 of over 23. Bangladesh are 112 to 9.
Glided to backward point, 1 run.
Over 22.3. Mohammad Wasim JNR to Taskin Ahmed. That's a single.
Worked off the hip for a single.
Over 22.4. Mohammad Wasim JNR to Taskin Ahmed. That's a single.
Left well alone, dot ball.
Over 22.5. Mohammad Wasim JNR to Taskin Ahmed. That's a dot. That's the end of over 23. Bangladesh 114 to 9. 3 runs from that over. Taskin Ahmed on 5, Nahid Rana on 3. Bowler Mohammad Wasim JNR 1 for 25, economy 5.0. Over 24. Mohammad Wasim JNR to bowl from this end.
Pushed into the gap, quick single taken.
Over 22.6. Mohammad Wasim JNR to Taskin Ahmed. That's a single.
Defended to mid-on, no run.
Over 23.1. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. That's a dot.
Pushed to cover, no run taken.
Over 23.2. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. That's a dot. Over 24, ball 3. Bangladesh are 114-10.
Caught it slip. Brilliant catch. Wicket.
Over 23.3. Haris Rauf to Taskin Ahmed. Caught.